Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I just want to talk about how I got into major debt. So we in 2016, my then boyfriend, my husband now, we start speaking marriage. So we talk about how we wanted to get married, and we obviously then plan the wedding. We plan for the lobola negotiations, when our wedding will be, and so the lobola negotiations happened early 2017, so Jan and March. April, our wedding happens. We have our traditional wedding, we have our white wedding. So when we were planning our wedding, I think we didn't see the mammoth task in front of us, because fine, we had savings for securing the venue. We had a bit of savings for some of the little things that needed to come together for the wedding, but there was so much more that needed to happen, and we had to now go into the banks to get some loans for us to sort out some of the stuff. So now we had ourselves in debt for our big day. We had a plan, trust me. We planned that we'll vigorously fight off these debts, or finish or close them off as soon as possible, as soon as June actually of the next year. So it was 2017 when we got married. We planned that, okay, by June the next year we must have closed all these things off. But life does happen. Also, something else, the week before our white wedding, the car just stopped working. So the radiator or something got spoiled, and then the car wouldn't move. So it had to be towed. Anyway, it was due for a service, so they did the service. But to fix everything else, it was another charge that we again needed to go back to the bank and try and get a loan for that as well. So we had a mammoth task in front of us. Unfortunately, soon after we got married, due to mismanagement of funds at his company, they were either paying them late or not at all, or some of the money. So it didn't work well for us in terms of paying off these things that we had put ourselves into. And also, not too long then, after all of that, the company did fold over, because obviously if funds are not managed properly and things are not paid, the company will die off. So here we're sitting now with all these debts, and then one salary is off for us. So it became a lot. So right at that point, for me, it felt like all this thing is just way out of my head. It's not a point where you either pay things late. My school fees was late. There were things that just couldn't happen because we now had too much on our hands, even though we had a plan, but it didn't work out as we had hoped. So now we were sitting in major debt. So that's how we got into debt. So I think as a point of our debt freedom journey, if you are planning a wedding, let's learn from the pandemic that we have seen that people are able to have weddings with a smaller number of people there. Also, they are able to host virtual weddings. I think that trend should keep going till after the pandemic. We've always heard of people saying, don't take loans for your weddings. I second that. Yes, unfortunately, my husband and I did go the route. We had a beautiful wedding, take nothing away from it. The food, it was such a lovely day. But at the end of it all, there was this that was sitting in front of us that needed to be taken care of, and it did become a lot. So if you are planning a wedding, if you're getting married soon, jump on that trend of those virtual weddings, or having a smaller group of people at your wedding, and some of them watching it virtually. I don't know anything, but perhaps it's taught us that we can have smaller weddings, we can have something that is within our means, you know, something that is within your budget. If maybe your savings can only reach so much, maybe that's how you should view the wedding day. But if, like me, you also maybe took out loans or whatever for your wedding, don't fear. That's why this channel is here. We are on a debt freedom journey. We're here to work towards getting free from all these debts that we might have put ourselves under. So as you do with your RA and everything else, put those debts on paper and see what is it, or how much is it that you've taken out for that wedding, and how much can you put towards that, so that we are able to clear it off completely and head for that healthy net worth, you know. So have a plan for that debt. If you're sitting with debt from your wedding day, have a plan for it, so that you know, okay, this much is going towards it. And sometimes it shouldn't just be the amount that is agreed at the bank. If you have extra money sitting somewhere, put it towards that, and in that way the debt gets cleared. So for me, still on that journey, like I said, still on the debt freedom journey, still on the journey to clear all these things. So as we go along, I'll share with you how we can actually tackle these debts that we have found ourselves in. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.